starting on the ground. So what we can do is we can take this riser height and put as our starting point for this location. In this way we start on here, and by doing this we can also extrude these surfaces on Z direction with, let's say, 15 millimeters, but negative 15 millimeters, to have kind of a thickness to it, right? Let's move this all off, take this all up. I mean, it's sort of a visualization, but yeah. So what we are going to do now, is basically take these extrusions and deconstruct them, because we want to create railings on top surface, right? Or we can do the other way around. So let's use this as our visualization. Okay, let's put it up there, and then let's say not disconnect for sure, but wire display hidden. So what we are going to do, you see, we are going to create our railings on this face and on that face as well. So what I'll be doing is I'll be maybe color swatch to this first, create a preview, this swatch here, add to this group, this in. We always see the thickness, but it's in wireframe. So if we deconstruct this B-wrap, right, what I want to have is I want to select these edges, right, outer edges, and if I sort these curves by their lengths, I would select probably the first and the second curve, right? So let's start with the first one. So I'll grab a list item, put this here. It selects the smallest one, the second smallest one, sorry, not that one. Second smallest one is the one that we need probably. Yes. So what you see here, we have the same arcs almost all over the place, like 2 large arcs and the rest is small arcs. So if I put a panel here for my lengths, what I see here, sorry, let's grab another length, because the other is grabbing the lengths that are in one single staircase, right? So you see we are having something as such, and somewhere here we have a large one. So if I can group these two, what I need to do is I need to dispatch this length based on larger, smaller. Let's say if it's larger than 1000, which is our limit, and we are going to have that, right? So I can grab a curve component here just to have some meaningful space. Another curve, have it there, connected, push it out, and let's have a curve here as well. So you see, these are the larger curves, these are the smaller curves. Why I divide this? Because as you see, like proportionally, if we create these curves on, like if we create the same amount of railings on these curves, there would be some problems. For instance, if I grab a point on curve component, and if I create this, you see everything, every step will have their own like middle as the railing location, which may not be the case for the larger ones. You may want to add more, like at least 2 or 3 maybe. So it will give us that kind of flexibility. So I'll grab this one and connect it over here. Sorry, connect this over here. And for this one, I can do a divide, right? But one thing that I need to be careful, they're on the edges right now, right? So what I need to do before I proceed with those, I need to offset these curves. offset curve and connect this too. And let's offset these curves by like negative 10 centimeters maybe. Not 10 millimeters, 10 centimeters. Remember, I'm working in millimeters. Okay, alrighty. So we have this, we have that as well. But for division, why don't we divide this into like 2 first? We might have a good balance here, like 3 and 2 here. Well, so what we see here is basically the points, right? Since I dispatched this list, you see it starts with 0, 0, 0, 0. There are some branches, but they have no items inside, whereas there are 2 branches, they have no data inside. So if I merge these 2, I can have my points. And if I obviously simplify this and simplify this, you see some of them has 3 points, some of them has 1 point inside of it. So if I grab up, let's say, NURBS curve, connect it, we don't see anything because there are no amount of points. But since this is the last phase, we can say flatten to this, and you see I have my curves here that are coming over. But the problem with that one, if they are the balustraders or the railings, I need to move these, right? I need to move these points with Z, let's say, 101.5 meters plus the thickness of my stair. So I'll grab an addition, connect this one here, and wire display with it. Connect this, put it over here, and if I create a line in between these 2, let's see what we are having. So you see I created my railings here as well. So that's pretty much it for this video. Maybe I can start grouping these one by one, and in the next video, as I'm grouping this, you can also listen. In the next video, we'll be finalizing by adding thicknesses and sub balustradors to this system. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.